That's it?
That's it.
I got it.
And now a word from
Ron and Fez. You're bastard people. That's what you are. You're just bastard people.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Buddies, it's the Ron and Fez show. I'm Ron, there's Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
We're going to be with you here this evening. Looks like, Fez, you got another rain coming in. Let's just hope it's not flash flood, tornadoes that bump us off the air. And they completely bypassed us here at WJFK.
Just some nice rain. Maybe just something to clean out the cicadas a little bit.
Yeah, I would. I'd like to clean out some of those cicadas. I've had it with them. They're gross. Do you think that we're on the other side of the cicada swarming? Is it done yet?
I think we're peaking right about now because the past 2 days they've been the worst I've seen them.
Oh, they're ugly, filthy beasts.
People are wearing them like brooches and they don't even know it.
The only good thing is I've got 10 blue-eyed cicadas that I'm putting in for $10,000.
At John Hopkins?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're studying them.
Give me a couple.
All right, Fezzy, tonight we find out who's going to be the big American Idol winner, so we are going to need a
Spy report. Spy report.
All right, I got a radio psychic for you, Fez.
Radio psychic. Radio psychic.
So it's Fantasia against Diana DeGarmo. Here's my radio psychic, and write this one down, Fez.
Radio psychic.
Whoever wins tonight, that's how the presidential election is going to go. I feel like this is a little straw poll for the presidential election because I was looking at both of them on all the news reports today. And if you look at that little Diana DeGarmo, she's like the little Republican girl. The way everybody thinks, oh, she's so sweet, she's so nice, she's white bread, she's like up with people. Now you look over at Fantasia. Fantasia's like the Democrat chick. She's the single mom. She likes to bring on the funk, bring on the noise. You have the feeling that Dems are going to vote that way.
That's a very interesting theory.
I like to have them. I like to have those, Fez.
So I'm going to write that down. Radio psychic. So goes Idol. So goes the election.
So goes Idol. So goes the election.
Radio psychic.
And believe it or not, I believe that every year.
Which one was Clay and which one was Rubin?
Well, that wasn't during an election year, so people were just voting with their hearts.
Oh.
Now they're literally thinking, what kind of America do I want? Do I want to bring on the black chick who's enjoying herself, who's singing soulfully, or do I want the nice safeness, just the total safeness?
And we'll see how close the vote is.
Well, the vote's supposedly unbelievably close. I've already heard those reports. Now, I don't know whether I believe any of them because they lie like dogs.
Well, last year you couldn't tell because Seacrest Out kept changing the numbers throughout the show.
All right, this one I just got in from Jeff on the Insta feedback. He says that I guess that redheaded kid was Ralph Nader. Yeah, that's a good point. That redheaded kid was Ralph Nader.
the skinny goof in a bad suit.
Skinny goof, bad suit. Well-meaning, you can't say that he's not, just nothing to really add for that.
But likes the trees.
Yeah, why shouldn't he? He likes the trees. He wants us all to ride around in electric cars. That's not so bad, Fez.
He's got his agenda. He just couldn't get it past Simon, who I guess would be Tony Blair.
Simon is Tony Blair, actually, even in real life. He's our Tony Blair.
And the big dog, Randy Jackson, is Colin Powell.
Okay.
Who thinks the war's a little pitchy right now?
Do you want to do me a favor and stop trying to take this to every degree that you can?
Oh.
Just listen to my radio psychic, and it ends there. There's no redheaded Ralph Nader. There's no Colin Powell. Simon is just Simon in this scenario.
I don't know who Paula would be. It's not really Laura.
She's like that Don't Cry For Me Argentina woman. That's who she is.
A Vita or whatever.
Yeah, Vita. Very good. Wow, what a shock. You know the musicals.
I do my homework.
You really do when it comes to studying that stuff. Well, what kind of homework?
with an E on the end.
Oh, I always spell it with an O. Because that's where the heart is. All right, we're giving out an iPod tonight, Fez.
That's right, an Apple iPod, and that is thanks to our buddies at AOL for Broadband.
Yeah. AOL for Broadband. You know what I go there for? Sessions on AOL, where you can actually watch these like little musical pieces that are just for AOL. That's my new favorite thing. Check out the Foo Fighters on there. I go to it. I love the stuff they did. It's like an acoustic versions of stuff that they just do in studio. It reminds you what radio stations used to do years ago. Now I got to go online for AOL for Broadband because radio's so white bread.
The AOL for Broadband, you can get a special trial just for JFK listeners. Check out all the cool stuff. Call 1-800-297-1025.
Hey, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello?
Hey, Ron and Fez Show.
Hello? Hello, this is Iris Cooley.
Hello, Iris?
First-time caller. Long-time caller. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, I guess. I don't know what you're congratulating us about.
I called to say you're the idol.
Oh, that's nice. We're the American Idol?
You really are.
That's sweet, Iris.
You're like Watley out. That's you. Watley out.
Yeah, like Ryan Seacrest.
Who?
Ryan Seacrest. He says that on American Idol. Seacrest out.
I don't get that. I just listened to the radio, and then I picked between you two.
Oh, okay. So you really haven't watched American Idol?
No.
Just what you hear us talk about.
Yes, but I did call in and voted for the colored girl because...
Okay, African American is probably the better term.
She's not from here.
She's from here, but we don't use the term colored anymore.
Right. Well, I could use worse words. This is me calming down. This is me being PC.
All right, I appreciate you doing that much.
Speaking of PC, a lot of them there, too.
Yeah, okay, Iris.
Yeah.
You all right?
Act up a fur ball.
Careful there.
God bless you for pushing this Farina. She's a good girl.
Her name is Fantasia.
From the Little Rascals. I really enjoy that program.
Now, Farina is from the Little Rascals. Fantasia is from American Idol.
Yes, it's all wonderful. It's really good what's happening out there now. It's something that people can do, like if they're sparking up a number or blowing a J.
Oh, all right, Iris.
Like if you really want to just sit back and twist one up, you check it out.
Is that what you do, Iris?
I take it from the window to the wall. That's me. The roof is on fire.
You certainly know how to enjoy yourself, Iris.
I don't need no water. Let the mob
Iris.
burn.
All right, Iris.
That's what I say.
Iris, did they have musical competitions like that when you were young?
Yes. Back in the 70s, we used to have those kind of things.
The 70s?
Yes. Really, really good. Really good. I was in my 70s during the 70s.
Oh, during your 70s?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it was I'm trying to get on the AOL for broadband.
You are? Yeah. What's the problem?
I'm having trouble with my connection.
All right. Well, what kind of computer do you have?
Well, I took a speak and spell and I tied it up to a blender. And so far, all I get is puree.
Okay, yeah, you're not going to...
I got puree.
Yeah, a speak and spell tied up to a blender is not going to get you on the AOL for broadband. You actually need a computer.
What if I just put it on mix?
No, none of the buttons are going to work to get you on AOL for broadband. You don't have a computer.
I got a button. You could work.
All right, Iris, I'm just trying to help you. There's no need to be rude.
Starts with 3 little letters.
We all know, Iris.
God bless you.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say.
God bless this show, and God bless gay radio. It's really good.
This is not gay radio. This is talk radio on JFK.
I heard you guys maybe cruising on to Temple.
To Temple?
Yes.
No, we're not. We're not going to Temple.
God bless you. I say Godspeed, my fairy friend. Godspeed.
I never know if it's a compliment or just another shot out of you, Iris.
It's a complaint. It's a complaint.
It's a complaint.
You do so much for so little for so long. I go to sleep listening to you guys at night.
Well, I appreciate you listening to the show.
Normally I drift off around 7:03.
That's another one of your shots, isn't it? You should forget American Idol and go on Last Comic Standing.
I'm not familiar with that. I don't watch cable.
And that's on the regular TV. It's coming up this summer.
Good. But if I make it that long, God hope. Your mouth to God's ear, gay boy. Your mouth to God's ear.
All right, Iris, you're as strong as a horse. You're not going anywhere.
I could be gone tomorrow. I might not make it through the night.
What's wrong with you?
I had a lump on my breast.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you have it checked?
Yeah, it was apparently a piece of cake that I had dropped down there. It was just stuck against there, so it was fine.
Yeah, so everything turned out all right.
Delicious.
I'm sure it was, depending on how long it was down there.
So I just want to tell the other women, check all the time for lumps on your breast, because it could just be a snack.
Yeah,
It could just be a snack, that's all.
Yeah, make sure everyone goes for their cake-o-grams.
I had my cake and ate it too. All right, I have to go now, but I really enjoyed the program tonight. It was a good one. You made me think.
Good, Iris. That's a good thing. What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about hanging up because I'm kind of bored, but thank you very much. Thanks for the tip about the cake.
Possibly put the guy in jail.
Well, I guess this kid was pretty burnt up. You know, he probably had a little redheaded kid. What are you going to do about it? But I'll say that about most of the things that are calling abuse. Unless you're in the hospital or you've been sexually abused, it's not abuse. I don't get it. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron and Fez, how's it going?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I think it is abuse. I mean, I have a 6-year-old son, and if I take him to the beach, you just slather him up with, sunblock. If I didn't do that and he got burned, I'm at fault. It's my responsibility to ensure that he's not burned up by the sun. That's a lack of parenting there.
It may be a lack of parenting, but there's such a thing as bad parents. To make the leap that you need to go to jail because that's abuse is just insanity. That's absolute insanity.
Well, how long was he locked up for?
I don't know. See, it was like an ex-wife called the police.
Oh, when she got the kid back?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the deal was, I guess he was with his old man for the weekend. He goes out to, I cannot remember. And the kid, by the way, wasn't 6. He was 11 or 12. I can't remember a time in my life where my father said to me, hey, make sure that you got a hat on because it's hot. You know what I mean? A father doesn't normally do that thing.
Yeah.
We don't even think that way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess an 11-year-old should know already, hey, I need some sunblock. But, I mean, you need to tell kids, hey, put some sunblock on, I mean.
Because you're
whether or not he should go to jail, I don't know. That's a little. I'm not even grabbing it for a second. People go to the beach, they get a sunburn. Wonder Boy came back with a sunburn the other day. Do we think he was abused or was in some kind of situation?
Well, and I get a neck slap.
I say the same thing about yelling at a kid, whatever. Kids get yelled at. I get yelled at all the time. That's part of it. You take it as emotional abuse, Fez. I've never been able to comprehend that. Jackie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I got to say that's just so ridiculous. I'm a fair-skinned person, and when I was little, my mom and I would go to Ocean City. I got burnt all the time. She would put plenty of sunblock on, but I'd get shoulder blisters, and it's just ridiculous to hold a parent responsible for the sun. It's just insane.
Suddenly now, it's not enough that you're a parent. You have to be shade. You literally have to throw shade. Somebody should point these out to these kids, too. The world isn't perfect. Things go wrong. Sometimes you're going to get yelled at. Sometimes you're going to get a sunburn. I don't know where they think they were born. Heaven? Where somehow everything is supposed to be safe all the time?
This seems like an extension of the leaving the kids in the hot car crimes. Were those people that always get arrested for killing kids that way?
Well, it's the difference between killing a kid by leaving him in a place with no air. And that hot car, it might go up to 125, 130 degrees. And normally it's people that leave a baby in that car. We're not talking about a baby. We're talking about a 12-year-old kid. A kid who went to the beach, who, for whatever reason, wasn't, being screamed at that, I want oil. No, you can't have any. You can't have any of this. Fez, here's something. This is a report that came out today. The reason why we have so many kids indoors playing computer games because they are too scared of the outside world. They're terrified that when they go outside, they're going to be grabbed by a kidnapper, felled up by a pedophile, or killed by a terrorist. We have taken our news, and we do this to the kids at home, and we talk to them, pedophile, 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 until now they're afraid to leave the house. They're petrified to leave the house.
Now, I never left the house as a kid. I always stayed in and watched TV. I seem fine.
Look who's on lithium. I'll just say it that way. You have a way of over-worrying. But here's a problem that we do with the kids. If a kid in Florida is grabbed by a kidnapper, suddenly people in Utah and Montana don't let their children out because this stuff is on the news, and it's got literally an entire nation petrified because of something that happened 3,000 miles away, which is an isolated incident. It doesn't really happen as much for all the yakking and talking we do about it.
But isn't it better safe than sorry?
Safe than sorry of what? To not live a life? To not go outside? To be afraid of the planet Earth? I mean, you were put here on Earth. You could say, why not just put them in a safe? We lock them in with safe. We can guarantee nothing's going to touch them. That's not exactly living a life, is it?
No, that's not living a life, being locked in a safe.
Yeah, but there's no reports that show that there's more pedophiles now or more kidnappers now than there were in the 1920s and the 1930s when kids used to go anywhere that they wanted to go in this country. At age 12, they're hopping trains and trying to find out if there's a better life in California. Here's Lorenzo. Lorenzo, you're on Ron and Fez. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, man, I'm in your court. I it makes me laugh sometimes. Just with my wife, when my kids were younger, I was constantly telling them, not to freak out the kids over one thing after another. And, the older they get, the more afraid they're of, the simplest things. And, now with all the news and the crap that, comes on television and the stuff they're learning in schools, they can't even play simple games with with any competition because they're afraid of, scaring the kids in that way.
Here's the weird thing. Tell me the last time you've ever seen a pickup baseball game when you're driving down the road and just see a bunch of kids in the field playing on their own, not in uniforms with adults, but just regular kids being kids.
Or dodgeball or soccer or any of those things. They don't play any of those things by themselves. It has to be something structured that somebody has to pay for, and, they don't go out and do it themselves.
It's just ridiculous. We take them to where they can enjoy a day of pizza and games rather than just going, hey, be home by 5 o'clock. We've petrified an entire generation of kids.
My kid has a hard time finding friends because there's nobody outside to play with, and the ones that are out there there are hoodlum gangs that are out there. These kids gang up,
it's the only kids that will go outside.
And those are the only ones that will go outside because their parents don't care.
Right, thanks, man. We've left it over to that way to literally leave your house now. You got to be a badass. You got to be a kid who goes, I ain't afraid of nothing. I'll whack everybody. Here's Chris. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez. Hey,
buddy.
Chris. Hey, buddy.
Hey, you know what? I just thought about this. When I was a kid, I hated being inside.
I used to freak in the morning. In the summer, I'd get out until it was dinner time, I would come back, eat as fast as I could, and get back out again. Or else I was stuck in a house with adults.
I remember playing, like, with, not that I was poor or anything, but playing with sticks and rocks and building forts in the backyard. And, you know, I was what, 10, 11, you know, hammers, saws, things like that. My question is, what are these guys going to be like when they're adults?
I cannot tell you.
That scares me.
I cannot tell you what they're going to be like when they're adults. I don't know. I have no idea right now. And I'm going to tell you what they're all going to be doing. They're going to be taking antidepressants and seeing shrinks because they worry and worry and worry about things that have never happened. That's the problem that we're setting up. We worry about stuff that never happens or happens so rarely. I don't even understand it. I mean, the same thing here they do with sharks, where they have now people so petrified to jump in the water because somebody 2,000 miles away got bit on the ankle by a shark.
But anytime you have a kid that does get snatched, and you see it on the news and that sort of thing, it's a kid that doesn't follow the rules that all the parents give them, like don't talk to strangers, don't get into a car.
You know what? You're jumping to that conclusion because I'm going to tell you the truth. You can talk any kid, no matter what rules he wants. If you're an adult and that's a child, you can talk him into anything. You literally can. I've seen reports on this. I've seen it happen time and time again. The fact is, it's such a rare thing for somebody to snatch a kid, unless it's one of the parents. It's normally an estranged parent who grabs the kid. And that gets thrown in with all the rest of the stuff. Most of the time that's because there's like so much love for this kid that they're literally fighting over it. It doesn't make it a 90% of the time a dangerous situation. All right, 866-277-4969, 866-277-4969. We'll be right back. It's the Ron and Fez Show.